I'm going to be sharing some of my vendor lists with you. All the vendors that I have tested and I have researched, that I have bought from. I'm also going to show you my exact steps on how I was able to accumulate a lot of vendors without buying any vendor lists. Hi, my name is Oris and I have tested over 15 raw hair vendors in order to get the best one for my clients, and today I'm going to be sharing some of that with you. Before I move on to actually giving you these vendors, I want to be able to show you the exact steps first, just so that you can apply this if you need to maybe accumulate more vendors, or if you need to look into a different hair origin. The first step that I use in order to get my raw hair vendor list is that I actually went on Instagram. Yes, I went on Instagram and I typed in a keyword, raw hair vendors. Once you get that keyword, you're going to see a lot of pictures, but you can't just go one on one and just decide this is the one. No, there are a few things you need to look out for. The first thing that I look out for is ugly pictures. So when I look into all of the pictures that come up on Instagram, I look out for ugly pictures. So see the pictures that are not properly curated. The reason behind this is most of these manufacturers don't actually invest in gadgets. Looking into the ones that are not adding filters, because once they do that, then it kind of hides the final finish of the hair. However, sometimes you see the picture of the ones that have not invested in good camera, the hair might not look good in pictures, and this is where testing comes in place. Once I found the few ones that I like, I write the names down and I move on to the next step. And the next step for me in finding the raw hair vendor is actually going on Alibaba. So what I do is when I go on Alibaba, I type in raw hair. As soon as I type in raw hair, a lot of suppliers will come on the list. And what I do is I filter this page because I want to deal with the manufacturers only and not the trading people. Because there are two various sellers on Alibaba. You get the manufacturers and you get the traders. Things that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the exact manufacturer of that business. So when I'm on the supplier list, the next thing I do is I filter on the contract and I ensure that I'm clicking on the origin that I want. Guys, I've said in the video, I think there's a video here that will tell you the exact origin of raw hair and where they're from. So if you want to check that out, you can. I filter on the countries, and ideally what I do is I filter on India or Vietnam, because there's going to be a lot of countries on there telling you they're selling raw hair when they're actually not, and that is why I'm filtering to the exact country. I get the everything, the filter done, and I get the suppliers only. Then the next step for me is to scroll and look at the products that they have, look at their hair, look at their videos. Once I do that, I write down all of these names that I like. Now see, I'm not contacting anyone at this point. I'm just writing down the names. I'm writing down a list of names. The next step in ensuring that your raw hair list that you have is a good one is actually going on Facebook. Now you can go on Facebook group as a way that you can join a group. Just type in hair vendor list. You're going to see quite a lot of groups. Follow all of the groups, but what you need to do is once you've been accepted, you need to go into the group and ensure that there's not a lot of spam going on, because there's some groups on Facebook that is actually just for selling and people are selling hair, but that is not what you want. The exact one you want is actually the ones that are reviewing the hair, talking about the hair. Those are the groups that you need to follow. Just ensure that you're not following the spammy ones, because there's no point and you're not going to get any value from them. Once you're on the group, search the name of the company in the group. Once I search the name of the company, it's going to come up with a lot of people talking about them. Best believe the hair that you're looking at, somebody has already tested it and it's on that group. So when someone talks about the group, what people are talking about the company and see what they're talking about. What you also need to do is you need to take it with a pinch of salt, because somebody's bad hair would actually be somebody's good hair. Somebody's good hair will actually be somebody's bad hair. So this is where testing comes in place. But I don't want you to go around testing all of the lists, because some of the hair will be really bad. And you're going to see on the Facebook group that people are saying stay away, stay. When you realize that a lot of people, like 90% are telling you to stay away from that supplier, then you know that you can struck that off your list. You already have a little list, because I know that from that 20 lists, you probably have about 10 now that's looking good. Once you have that 10, then the next step is actually to go on Google. Now you need to go on Google and type in the company name. Once you type in the company name, a lot of things will come up. Some people will have left a review. You just look out for all of the reviews that you see. The next step is actually to go on YouTube. On YouTube, you can type the vendor name on the search bar and to see what comes up and the review. Now, it's really important to stay away from influencers. I know I'm not saying influencers are bad, but I want you to focus on hearing sellers' opinion, businesses' opinion, rather than influencers. Because the thing here is not the influencer's fault, but most times the influencers will get good hair from the vendor and sell bad hair to you, and that is not what you want. So you need to go to someone that has bought the hair themselves and they are reviewing it, and it's not an ad placement. I have a video on here where I reviewed hair veins, so this is the kind of review that you need. Next step is actually to go back to Instagram. Now when you go back to Instagram, go back to that account again, maybe the other ones that are left, and check their comments. What you need to look out for is you need to look out for the fact that their comment is not comment limited. If a business is actually stopping their comments, from stopping people from commenting, there's a problem. It's actually showing you that the business is not trustworthy, or they're trying to hide something, or they're trying to hide people coming on their page and saying that they didn't get their hair, or their hair is not good enough. Once you've actually done all of these things, gone on Facebook, gone on YouTube, and done a lot of research on them, the next step now is to contact them. I do have a list of a template that I use in order to send to all of my vendors. So let me know if you want that template. Just put it in the comment. I want a template, and I'll be able to provide you one. I'll create a video on the best templates to send to them. The reason why I use a template is because I want to come across as a business owner and not for personal use. Because if you go to them and they see you as a personal use, they will either not respond to you, or maybe send you to another seller and say, oh, this is my brother, contact him. And that is not what you want. Now it's time to provide you with the free raw hair vendor. I'm actually going to include a virgin hair in this one. The reason is not everybody wants raw hair. Actually, not everybody can afford raw hair for their business. And this is why I'm providing with the virgin hair. All of the list that I'm giving you today, you still need to do your own research. You're not investing $1,000 until you're sure that the vendor is the one for you. The virgin hair is called Beffa hair. Beffa hair, I've actually been dealing with them for like 10 years now. I've been buying hair from them, from virgin hair to their own raw hair. And I've actually had a good transaction with them. I'm going to provide you with 2 numbers now, so you can take a screenshot now. But what I need to say is the reason why I'm providing you with 2 numbers is that Beffa hair actually have a lot of trade people. So there are a lot of trade people that respond to their messages, and because of that there are inconsistencies in the pricing. Some of the trade people get way greedy and they want a lot more money, some actually don't. So this is why I'm giving you 2 numbers, so you can play them with each other. So you can play them against each other. So what you will do is you need to send one template asking for your price list, you send the other asking for the price list, and once you get the price list, you can review together and look at the cheapest one. What I like to go with Beffa hair is actually their raw hair. Their raw hair is not like raw, but it's one of their best hair, and I prefer going with that. Next one is Indian hair. I have a book here because I wrote it down here. So this name, I don't know how to pronounce properly, but I'm going to spell it out. I think it's IDM XM hair. I think that's what it is. Their hair is really good. Their lace is amazing. I love their lace. I love their hair, the hair texture. The hair texture is very thick, and it does bleach way fast, like 6:30, pretty quick. I'm gonna call it out. +91 63 69 03 07 20. So that is their number. You need to have that plus because that's the local code. It's Indian number, so it's the +91. That's the local code for India. So that's what you need to do. So you need to do +91 63 69 03 07 20, and that is their number. Send them a WhatsApp message and just send them the template. You need to send a template because they're very, very strict. So they need to say a template in order to respond to you properly. The next one is Vietnamese. Vietnamese is Hair Extensions Vietnam. So this ones, they're really good. They have good HD lace, good edges, really nice hair, really good bundles. I like their 613 hair, very good, goes well. It's not too stringy. I like that about them, and I'm going to be giving you their number as well. I'm also going to be reading this out. 84, which is the local code for Vietnam, 86 93 09 448 +84 86 93 09 448. It's Hair Extensions Vietnam. They're also on Instagram. 2 of these businesses are on Instagram, including Beffa. Now that you have all the lists intact, it's time to test the hair. Now, if you want to know how I was able to make a decision on the hair or how I test my hair, you can check out this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.